The most important ministry that you'll ever have as a pastor, as a leader, if you are married, is your family. It is your wife. Yes, she comes before your ministry. God can replace you in the church, in the pulpit, but God will never remove you from your home. He's not a home wrecker. And so I want you to discover 6 biblical reasons why prioritizing your wife isn't just a good marriage advice. It's God design, it's God divine plan, it's God's purpose for your marriage as a husband. And so you can't go sideways with this one. I want to give you 6 reasons, 6 biblical reasons why you must put your wife first, that she's your greatest asset, one of your top responsibility outside of your relationships with God. So let's have this conversation. Let's dive in. Number 1, God commands it. In Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 25, it says, husbands, love your wife just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. Your love for your wife reflects God's love for his bride. The church has a groom, and it's not you. The church doesn't belong to you. And I've seen where too many pastors and too many preachers and too many leaders and bishops and all the names and the titles that we carry in the kingdom have make their spouse or put their wives, or if you're a wife and you're married, you put your husband as a second place to ministry. That's not biblically sound, and God is not pleased with it. Listen, when God called you to be a husband, it means that you are putting her spiritual, her emotional, and her physical well-being above all else. Outside of your relationship with God, no one in your life is supposed to be more important than your wife. Jesus did that with us. He did that for us because he is the groom, and he didn't put anyone or anything before us. And you need to do the same thing. The Bible tells us that Jesus said, I don't come to be served, but I come to serve and to give my life as a ransom for many. That's the power of service. That's the power of love. That's the power of giving. Number 2, your marriage reflects God's glory. Yes, in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24, it tells us that wherefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Marriage was the first institution God created. It's holy. It is righteous. It was created in the Garden of Eden before the fall, before there were kings, before there were nations, before there were governments, before there were community, before there was business, before there were anything, there was a marriage. Yes, it is holy, it's righteous, it's a God thing. The first miracle that Jesus did took place at a wedding. I like to say it this way, that the first problem that Jesus solved took place at a wedding, and that was not by coincidence, because God wanted us to go to him first before we go to any man concerning our marital problems. And so the unity between husband and wife serve as a testimony to the divine design that God created. By ministering to your wife through prayer, through support and love, you glorify God in your marriage. And when people see you and see the way you treat your wife, it is a reflection of God's love for you and God's love for me. That's why marriage is a reflection of God's love for man and Christ's love for the church, right? Number 3, your wife is your helpmeet. Yes. She learned and she knows exactly how to meet you at your needs. Listen, my friend, the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18 that God said it's not good for man to be alone. I will create a helper suitable for him. God gave Eve to Adam as a suitable helper, not as an afterthought, not because she is lesser than Adam or she's subservient to Adam. No, Adam was not her boss. No, they were equal in essence of being, even though their role and responsibilities were a little bit different. And so she's not an afterthought, but as an integral part of his purpose. You see, when a man knows exactly how to nurture his wife, learn how to add value to her life, learn how to pour into her, allow her to come alongside him, and the both of them work together to build something very special. It's absolutely amazing. You see, by nurturing and valuing your wife, you aligned with God's plan and purpose for the partnership and the unity in fulfilling God's will. Your wife womb is not just for babies. It's not just for sex. It is to help you to give birth to your purpose and to your destiny. She is a seed carrier. She knows how to nurture what you give her. She is a fertile ground. And that's why, as a helpmate, you need to have a vision, a goal, responsibility, an assignment that the both of you guys lock horns together in so that you can become and build something special. And my friend, if this video is adding some value to you, I would love for you to give it a like. Please like and please share. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so that we can grow and expand this ministry together. Number 4, your marriage set the tone for your family. Many don't realize it, but family is very important to God. It is so important that He created a family of His own, you and me. Hello. He's a lover of people. He's a lover of family. Your family is important. Your love, how you treat your wife, it set the rhythm for your family. How you love and minister to your wife, it lays the foundation for your home. Your children learn love. They learn respect and faith by witnessing your devotion to her. If your wife feels neglected, it impacts the peace and spiritual health of the whole entire household. Yes, it does. And so you got to get that right. Lead by example. That's our duty as husbands. That's our purpose as men. And number 5, neglecting your wife hinders your prayers. Yes. In 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7, it tells us that husband likewise dwell with your wife, dwell with her, dwell with them, dwell with the love of your life, with understanding, giving honor to your wife as the weaker vessel. And weaker vessel doesn't mean lesser. It means that you are physically stronger. So how you approach her, how you treat her, it can be detrimental to the welfare and the greater good of the marriage. And so abuse is not tolerated. It's not endorsed. There should be no abuse in any marriage. You should stay away from being an abusive husband. Don't do it. Because if you don't treat her with love and reverence, the Bible tells us that your prayers will be hindered. Hello? Failing to honor and care for your wife affects how you live. It affects how you serve. It affects how you show up in church. It affects how you serve in ministry. How you care for your wife affects not just your relationship with her, but also your relationship with God. And a lot of you guys, you don't want no smoke with God. You don't want no beef with God. You don't want no beef with God, man. Don't play that game because God ain't playing it with you. Hello? The Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and have obtained favor from the Lord. Is it safe to say that some of us or some of you guys are not favorable because you're not doing right by your wife and your family? Okay, I want you to think about that for a moment. Number 6, finally, the last one, you are accountable to God for how you treat her. God has entrusted your wife to you as her spiritual leader. I want to break this down to you. Your most important assignment and responsibility as a husband is not to be a provider and a protector. I know society says that, but your first entrusted responsibility, God entrusted to you as a husband, is to be a spiritual leader. Serving her isn't optional. It's your God-given duty. And no woman can resist a man that knows how to lead spiritually, and he's emotionally, and he's also relationally sound. Because you see, loving her sacrificially, and leading her in faith and nurturing her gift honors God's command to you. And there's nothing that God loves more than a person that obey him. And when you view your wife as your first ministry, your marriage becomes a powerful reflection of God's love and God's purpose. And that will help, watch this, that will help you as a man, as a husband, as a leader to be more efficient in other areas of your life. And so, my friend, as I close this episode, I want to ask you a question. Are you the kind of man your wife loves coming home to? Does she have to compete with your ministry, with your company, with your job? Is she second, to everyone else in your life? Your mama, your daddy, your siblings? Can you honestly say that you are treating her how God intended for a man to love and honor and treat his wife? Because if you're not, you have some work to do. You're going to roll up your sleeves and you're going to go to work and you're going to fix it. You're going to make it right. You're going to do what is required of you. You don't want no beef with God, man. And the reason why some of you guys can't get ahead and you cannot live your best life is because you're not being the best to your spouse. And it's a shame to say that there's a lot of preachers, a lot of pastors, a lot of ministers, a lot of business owners that make their spouse second to their career. That's not God's will. It's not God's purpose. And if you find yourself in that predicament, it's time for you to do something about it. And that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please do. Like and share. If you're listening via your favorite podcast platform, give it a 5-star and also give it a review. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for listening. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.